Blue skies over the bluegrass of Kentucky. What are the stories of those who soared in those blue skies? Is there a home for their accomplishments? Can the young minds of today have a place to learn and then imagine their own exploits above the bounds of Earth? Yes, the Aviation Museum of Kentucky. This wonderful resource of our Commonwealth is available for you to explore. The present-day aviation and aeronautical industry in Kentucky is a multi-billion-dollar component to the economy of our state. Over 100,000 Kentucky jobs and paychecks are based in this industry on wings. For this economic contribution alone, aviation deserves a home for appreciation and historical preservation. We have this home, the Aviation Museum of Kentucky. Located at Bluegrass Airport in Lexington, the Aviation Museum is the product of imagination and dedication with the potential to entertain, educate, and inspire. Its origins are in the Kentucky Aviation History Roundtable. This group of aviation enthusiasts and historians began in the late 1970s and incorporated as the museum in 1981. It was in 1995 when the museum opened to the public. The year 2006 brought designation as the official aviation museum of the Commonwealth through recognition by the Kentucky Assembly. A visit to the museum is the only way to see and appreciate how Kentucky changed aviation. The museum is understated from its outside appearance. Inside, the visitor finds a wonderment of aircraft and artifacts. The several ages of aeronautical development are represented. Initial flight of a plane built and flown in Kentucky was conducted by Matthew Sellers in 1908. A replica of his aircraft is here. Some of the tools he used in Carter County are preserved in a workshop display, made from the elements of the original workshop structure. The work of dedicated volunteers has made this dramatic presentation possible. When you enter as a guest of the museum, take the time to look around. A view overhead displays numerous aircraft, each with its own story and connection to the state. Some are unique in design, and others are simply rare. A diverse collection of engines is also there for your inspection. It ranges from small internal combustion power plants to a huge engine called a high bypass turbofan, which propels jumbo jets through the skies. The turbofan is so large, it's a frequent backdrop for photos taken of young guests to the museum and is also a great addition to the fun and learning experience when they visit. And then there are the jets. The museum thrills its visitors with planes that have thrilled millions as aircraft once used by the demonstration teams of the U.S. Navy and the U.S. Air Force. You can admire the Skyhawk, once used by the Navy's Blue Angels, or a sleek T-38 in the colors of the Thunderbirds of the U.S. Air Force. Is there anyone who has not seen or heard of Top Gun? It was a drama for the movie screen, but the flying and the planes are real. The museum has one of the very few planes from our Navy called the F-14 Tomcat, now retired from service. It survives to be appreciated by all visitors to the museum. Our visitors are a great source of pride to the museum. Since opening, the Aviation Museum of Kentucky has been the host to guests from all 50 states and countless foreign countries. Our visitors are a great source of pride to the museum. The museum is an ambassador for the aviation history of Kentucky. It is a true asset for the entire state, which receives interest and support from many Kentuckians. The citizens of Kentucky, especially our young ones, are a very important audience. The museum's mission includes an assignment to educate young people about aviation and aeronautics. Learning Through Aviation is a program of lessons that complies with state educational standards and offers tools for aviation studies in classrooms throughout Kentucky. Museum educational efforts also look to the adult years of young Kentuckians. The career potential of the aerospace industry is extensive, and the museum is dedicated to communicating these opportunities through career days, classroom field trips, and the Aviation Summer Camp, real people sharing real experiences and helpful advice with the young people attending. The Aviation Summer Camp has been conducted not only in Lexington, but in western and eastern Kentucky. Participants are 10 to 15 years old, and the reputation of the program extends beyond the state's borders. Through the generosity of members of the museum and other sources for tuition expenses, usually 4 of 10 aviation campers attend at no cost. Providing scholarship funds for Aviation Summer Camp is an excellent way to help the museum and to help the young people of Kentucky. Perhaps a tuition contribution from you could be the ignition and liftoff for a future Neil Armstrong or Sally Ride, the first female astronaut of the United States. A major role of the museum is the recognition provided by the Kentucky Aviation Hall of Fame. There are 2 astronauts in the hall. Dr. Story Musgrave was a NASA shuttle payload commander who led repairs on the Hubble telescope. Terry Wilcutt is a former test pilot and shuttle mission commander with over 1,000 hours in space. They are joined by others associated with Kentucky and honored for truly notable achievements. Those inducted into the hall include the first African-American woman licensed as a commercial pilot in the U.S., an ace pilot who flew with the Flying Tigers during World War II, men who achieved the top positions at Delta Airlines and at Comair, a female flight instructor who has more than 57,000 flight hours, military pilots and commanders and inventors and scientists. The Hall of Fame has recognized aeronautical achievements since 1996 and now continues each year to honor outstanding individuals and organizations. The members of the Kentucky Aviation Hall of Fame bring real life to the phrase, "Kentucky changes aviation." We've all heard, "The sky's the limit." For the Aviation Museum of Kentucky, the blue sky over the state is not the limit. That sky is the realm of the past, the present, and the future of aviation and aerospace. The museum strives to honor those who entered this realm and achieved so much. It preserves the past, serves the present, and contributes to the future. It is an asset for citizens of the Commonwealth and for anyone who has looked to the heavens and dreamed of traveling there. We invite you to visit the museum and to support our effort, The Blue Skies Over the Bluegrass, a limitless journey that starts here at the Aviation Museum of Kentucky.